Hello everyone. I thought I'd take a look at some smaller producers today. Smaller companies generally have a problem that they can't allocate enough resource to doing a full-blown sustainability plan. So, we at Anistic, we've got plans for small companies that take you through a structure, but if you haven't got something like that, then generally there's ad hoc sort of initiatives that go on and no real sort of credible numbers and plan going forwards over the next few years. So that's what I'm expecting to see. Fingers crossed, don't let me down, Nyetimber. Let's have a look. So first off, Nyetimber sustainability report, and we've got a CSR report here, but I can't see a sustainability report. Let's have a look at the main site. Nyetimber's good wine if you ever get a chance. I drink a reasonable amount of the stuff. So yeah, that's their site here. I can't see any mention up here. I've had a look for sort of CSR, corporate sustainability responsibility, or environment. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see anything down here either. So let's go back here and have a look at the CSR report. Environment. Yeah, there is some things in here, which is good. At least they've got a CSR report, so that's a good thing, I think. Got the general sort of intro here. Sheep from a local farm to graze this grass. Brilliant, brilliant. Can't argue with that. It's organic, it's natural, etc. Down here, I saw that the waste is recycled back as natural fertilizer. That's pretty standard amongst producers. So that's to be expected. It's just easier as well. Some people burn it, sort of build all the old vine stalks into some sort of pyramid and just set fire to it. A fewer people do that, I think, as time ticks on. A continual learning certainly is, yeah. So there's down here, they're working with East Malling research body to find ways of increasing productivity, blah, 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 while reducing dependence on chemicals. That's a good thing. I couldn't see in here whether they are either fully organic or biodynamic, but at least they're moving in the right direction here, and they do have a herbicide-free area. Down here, they're working with LEAF, the Linking Environment and Farming, and they've got PV. Well, we've seen that a few times. And they've got rainwater harvesting, which, is quite an obvious thing to do, but I've not seen it in any of the other reports we've looked at, so that's a good thing. This is the thing that impressed me down here. This does take a bit of work. They're doing energy recycling. It's called energy harvesting. So if you've got a process where you throw in a lot of hot water, the hot water does its job and is then pumped out, what you can do is put a heat exchanger, fancy word for a big radiator really, a heat exchanger to actually preheat some water. So the next time you need hot water, the incoming water is already sort of preheated to a certain level. You see it a lot in large air conditioning systems. So for example, the Brent Cross Shopping Centre, had a look there, they've got a big heat recycling thing. So as the outgoing hot air goes out, heats up a plate, which heats up the incoming air, saves a fortune. So that's the first time I've seen it mentioned down here, but it's a good idea. They also say down here they're doing yeast, they're harvesting the energy from the yeast as it ferments. So, everything gets hot as yeast ferments. They're taking that energy and recycling it back, which is good. They're also lowering the weight of the glass, which, they put the number 10%. I don't know where they got that from. Couldn't see any sort of verification of that. And I'll come on to numbers and lack of numbers in a bit, but let's concentrate on the things they are doing, because they're doing some good things. The foil cap on each bottle is made using plant-derived laminate between two thin layers of da, da, da. Again, I've not seen that before. So here, they're doing some good things. There's that, there's this, lowering the bottle cost, that will be significant, and the heat recycling up here, etc., etc. So some good things going on here. Looking at the size of the company, let's just see, this is the accounts here, and there is no sort of profit and loss statement, so I can't tell you what they turn over, but they've got a few million kicking around here. These numbers are 37 million, 90 million, 53 million, etc. So they're in the millions, they're definitely up in the millions, but if they assume they're below the 36 million turnover threshold, which you need in order to mandatory report the numbers, because that's my big bugbear here, is I can't see any numbers. I've had a good look. This takes you to sort of pretty generic statement, which takes you back to where we were before. I've had a good look. I can't find them. Nyetimber, if you've got them and I've missed them, please send them through. I'll take a look. No issues with that at all. But I couldn't see any numbers. I can see no commitment to net zero, no commitment to carbon neutrality, no plan to reduce carbon down, no numbers whatsoever. And as I said at the start, that's probably due to lack of resource. They're busy. They're probably post-pandemic, trying to figure themselves out and get back on their feet after the pandemic. And maybe environment is not top of their list, and that's what I see typically with small, medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, or SMBs, as our American friends like to call them. So, what do I give Nyetimber as a score? Well, detail is a 1, isn't it? I mean, there's very little detail in this plan. The quality of plan has got to be a 0. There is no plan. There's no even statement saying that they intend to be net zero or carbon neutral. Actions taken, though, yeah, I'm going to give them a 3 on that, because they're doing things. They lack the framework from here to here, and they lack hard numbers, but they are doing some good things here. They could probably do themselves some favours by putting the work they're doing into a framework, like either the INISTIC framework or one of the other frameworks out there, because then it will show off what they're doing. Because at the moment, they're just initiatives with no sort of hard numbers underneath. It's hard to see the impact of some of the things they're doing, but they are doing good things. And I think if they were to demonstrate that and make it nice and transparent, then, they'd look good, and they should look good. They are doing good things. Transparency, 1 out of 5. There are no numbers. Effort, a 2. So all in all, you've got a mark here of 7 out of 25, which, is not bad. But really, I think they could do a bit better by committing to net zero, publishing some numbers, publishing a sort of solid plan to reduce. That would sort of, I think, be a good thing all round, both for them and the people who want to sort of think about how green is Nyetimber. Okay, there you go. I hope that was useful. I'll see you next time.